Hey guys, this is Stacy from eatthebite.com, and today I'm making potato bacon croquettes with a Gorgonzola bechamel sauce. One of the best parts about this recipe is you can use leftover mashed potatoes or start from scratch. Let's get to work. If you're starting from scratch with this, you need to peel a couple of russet potatoes. Once they're peeled, we'll cut them in half again, then cut into cubes that are approximately the same size. I'll put those right into a pot of water and boil them on high until the potatoes are cooked all the way through. While the potatoes are cooking, we'll make the Gorgonzola bechamel sauce, which is basically a cheese sauce. We've done this before. Start with a roux by mixing melted butter together with flour. We'll mix it a few minutes to cook off that raw flour taste. Then we'll add some already warmed milk and whisk together until it's well combined. I've got some shredded Parmesan cheese and some shaker Parmesan cheese on hand, so I'm using a little bit of both for this sauce. I'll throw it in the sauce and then give it a good stir. Now it's time to add the Gorgonzola cheese. This really takes the sauce to the next level. I'll drop it in and give it a stir around. I'll let the cheese melt, then I'll turn the heat down and leave it alone to do my other prep work. I've cooked 4 slices of bacon, so plan your time to cook that bacon. Now that it's cooled down, I'll chop it down into little bacon bits. You know I love my bacon bits. I'll add those to my cooked and drained potatoes. Then I'll add half of my Gorgonzola bechamel sauce. I'll save the rest to serve on the side with the croquettes. I'm using my hand mixer to blend everything together until it looks approximately like this, and then you want to give it a taste to see if you need some seasoning. I decided it needed another heaping tablespoon or so of the Gorgonzola cheese, and yes, it needed a bit of salt. I blended it again, gave it a taste, and it was perfect. The potato mixture does need to cool down a bit, so I stuck it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. While that is happening, I'll chop my chives for garnish. This is optional, but it makes a nice presentation. I'll also beat a couple of eggs and put some panko breadcrumbs in a bowl. And I'm ready to start making the croquettes. I dip my hands in a bit of water to help shape the croquette. Once it's been shaped, I'll spoon some egg over it. Then I'll gently cover it in the panko breadcrumbs. And finally, I'll transfer this onto a sheet pan, or you could use a plate as well. Then we'll repeat the process. Dip fingers in water so it's easier to shape the croquette. Grab a scoop of that potato mix. Roll it in your hand to make the shape of a croquette. And I do like this shape. However, if it's easier for you to roll these into balls, then go ahead and do that. It will still be delicious. Spoon the egg over the croquette. Last stop, cover with panko breadcrumbs. Then we'll transfer to our sheet pan. I've had my oil heating, and it's time to start frying our croquettes. The oil is extremely hot, so be careful here. Try to place the croquettes into the oil as gently as possible to avoid oil splashing. I'm using a smaller pot and decided 4 at a time was a good amount. You're going to let these fry until they're golden brown. It should only take a few minutes to do this. Once they're ready, you want to carefully remove them from the oil and place them on a paper towel-lined sheet pan. Simply repeat the process until all the croquettes are cooked. And now, it's time to eat the bite. I've got my croquettes on a plate, and I'll spoon on some of that awesome Gorgonzola bechamel, and I'll top it with my chives. Let's take a closer look at that. Potatoes are my favorite food, and add some bacon and cheese sauce to that, and I'm in heaven. Seriously, this appetizer is fantastic, and that Gorgonzola cheese adds a great layer of flavor without overwhelming. You can freeze these too, and reheat them when the craving strikes. I hope you give this one a try and that you enjoy this recipe as much as I do. That's all for now. For this and all the printable recipes, you can visit my website at eatthebite.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.